Yeah, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Yeah, I just want to talk about a few of the things that I like about the Atari VCS, Well, the first thing is, I like the way that there's no subscription fee for the Atari VCS, I mean, you don't have to pay anything extra to use that on your Atari VCS, whereas like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they have their own online services they have to pay for to use. But with the Atari VCS, you don't have to pay it. And I hope it stays that way, you know what I mean? So yeah, but what else do I like about it? Well, I like the fact that all the gaming streaming apps are available on the Atari VCS and they're all free, Xbox Cloud Gaming, Stadia, Luna, Nvidia GeForce now, and Stream Arcade, which is awesome, And I'm sure if PlayStation and Nintendo were willing to put a streaming service on the Atari VCS, it would be available. But even without that, we could play PlayStation games, we could play Nintendo games on my Atari VCS if I want to. The only thing that I can't play right now is exclusive PS5 games and Switch games, but because the Atari VCS is a PC, eventually someone will make that possible, either through emulation or through Steam or some other means, So that's awesome. That's awesome. What else would I like about it? Well, I found out recently that we could play the PC version of a Quake using my Atari VCS controller. And at first I didn't think that would be possible, but it is. So I'll tell you what I did, I went to Chrome. I'll show you. I went to Chrome and I went to a site called playminigames.com, and there you have Quake 1, 2 and 3, But we found out that we can use the VCS controller on Quake, the PC version now, which is awesome. So I'm going to go to play minigames because I tried this out before and it works. It's just a bit awkward setting up the controls, but once you have it set to the way you want it, then you're all good, Play minigames, and this is the site, it has a whole bunch of other games as well, with see, it has Quake 3 Arena, it has a whole bunch of games. That's another thing that's awesome about the Atari VCS. We can play games that aren't available on the other consoles. There's thousands and thousands of games, And this is just one site out of many on the Atari VCS, So that's the other advantage of having the Atari VCS, because it's a PC, has access to literally thousands and thousands of games that aren't on the consoles, And again, it's all free. You don't have to pay a subscription, which I love, So there's Quake right there. So before I was playing this game with the mouse and keyboard, which is great, but I always wanted to use my Atari VCS controller, and I can, but like I said, it's awkward setting up the controls, But once you have it set, you're good. Now you have to use the controller word, and every time you come back to the game, you have to set up the controls as well. So you can't save the settings, which is unfortunate. So I'm gonna go to full screen here, and so you go to options, and first thing you want to do is set run on. Now always run on, So that frees up a button for something else, make a full screen. Then at the very top you go to customize controls, and for each button you have to press enter on the control pad, enter on the keyboard, and then I'm going to press A for attack. And then you do need a keyboard to do this, or you can use the VCS companion app. So to change weapons, you press enter on the keyboard, then you press a button. So I'm going to press that button to change weapons and so forth, you know. So we need to jump. I'm gonna that button. And so from on and so forth, you just can configure the buttons. We think walk forwards are already selected, so don't have to do anything with that. So I'm just gonna see how it runs, you know. And if we don't like it, we can go back and change it. That's what's awesome about it, because certain buttons are already set to the controller, you know. So the controller becomes the thumbsticks become like a mouse almost. So I'm gonna go back, start the game. Now one thing I noticed, don't press the triggers, because if you do, it messes up all the controls, you know. So I'm gonna go to full screen. This is the yeah, so left and right, see, it works, you know. See, and this is the PC version. As you can see, it runs full screen, full speed. So, you know, which is pretty cool, you know. And so you don't have to use the keyboard. And yeah, see, see, which is pretty cool. Yeah, jump button, see, pretty cool. And that button changes weapons. So like I said, don't press the triggers, because if you do, it makes the character spin and spin and spin and spin. So, you know, so it's awesome, like, you know. And the right D-pad is look up and down. See, it's awkward, but it works, like, you know. And yeah, now I can't turn left and right, you know, because I haven't had that. So I'm going to put right as the right shoulder button, left. So that's what I'm going to do. So you press, see, you do need the keyboard for this. You know, you press escape and you go back to options, customize controls, and like I said, if things are too small, just zoom in, if you know what I mean. Like, so turn left. You press enter, and to turn left, I'm going to press that button, and then that one, you press enter, and so that's turn right, that's turn left. And that's it. So what I'm saying, don't press the triggers, because if you do, it just makes your character spin and spin and spin, and you have to start the whole thing again, like, you know. And escape is the button that gets you out of everything, you know. So yeah, so these are just some of the things that I find are awesome. You see, it turns right now. Look, see. And if you want to turn left, you press left on the shoulder button. So that's awesome. So you don't have to use the keyboard to play the PC version of Quake on the Atari VCS, you know. So it's cool to find that stuff out, like, you know, and it's pretty awesome, you know. And yeah, like I say, you don't need an online subscription. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy playing Quake on my Atari VCS, and like it's awesome. Yeah, so there's just a few of the things that I love about the Atari VCS. It's awesome, and like I'm looking forward to Atari Mania. The Spirit of Samurai, which will be coming out soon for the Atari VCS, which looks awesome. And then in November, they say the 50th anniversary collection, the Atari 50th anniversary collection will be coming out. So there's plenty to look forward to on the Atari VCS. And like I said, it's just so easy to use. But like I said, every time you exit Quake and come back into it, you have to set up the controls again because it doesn't save it. So that's the only downside, but it's awesome. And we can play the Sega Saturn version of Quake if we want to, and 64. We can play games that aren't available on the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. So yeah, and so it's awesome. And if you want to play NES games, this site doesn't have them, but there's so many websites out there that play retro games, and the Atari VCS can access them really easy, you know. So one site I use is MU Browser, you know, which is pretty cool. With that you have like Sega Saturn, NES, Super Nintendo, Sega CD. MU Browser is named the site, and there's so many sites that the Atari VCS can use and access. So pretty cool. Like NES games, the Super Mario 3, Punch Out, you know, brilliantly, you know, and SNES, you know. So the Atari VCS has you covered, like, and again, you don't have to pay for an online subscription, you know. If you want to play N64 games, you can do that, you know. So pretty cool, like, you know, and the games work perfectly. Like, I'm gonna go to Super Mario 64. Now, some games come configured automatically to use the controller, but if you don't like the way the controls are, you can just set them to however you like, and you can use any controller that has a USB that's compatible. You don't have to use the VCS controller if you don't wish, you know, if you don't want to, you know. So Super Mario 64. To play this game on the Switch, you have to buy the expansion pack, which is €40 just to play Super Mario 64. We have it here, like, it runs just the same, you know. Just load and see. Skip ads, and that's all you have to do, like, you know. And there's nothing illegal here. Like, you just type in what you want and you find it. Once you don't download the games and sell them, then you're okay, because you're just borrowing them, you're just playing them, you know. See, it's just that easy, you know. We can go full screen if we wish. You know what I mean? Whereas with the N60, with the Switch version, there's borders, there's grey borders going around each side of the screen. So yeah, see, look, I'm using the VCS controller. So there you go, people. I mean, the Atari VCS has the value, you know what I mean? And this is, we have to switch, you know, and I have to switch OLED, which is awesome. But with this, there's no borders. You don't have to pay €40 for €40 a year subscription. But I still love my Switch, you know. But if I had my Atari VCS before I got my Nintendo Switch, I probably wouldn't have gotten a Switch, you know, to be honest with you, you know. So awesome the Atari VCS is, and these are the reasons to get it, in my opinion. And I'm using the VCS controller, and I didn't have to configure anything. See? Yep. So there, and runs great, as you can see. So that's why I love the Atari VCS. You can play all these games, and it's awesome. It's full screen, like I said, as you can see. With the actual Switch, there's the grey borders going down the other side, and this is just better. And we can use the VCS controller, as you can see. There's no lag, there's no slowdown, nothing, you know. Yeah, so like I said, the Atari VCS is awesome. And I'm just going to escape this. Yep, I'm going to go to some, and there's PlayStation games, and this is just one site out of many, you know. If this site doesn't have a game that you're looking for, there's plenty of other ones with the Sega Saturn, Sega CD. I'm going to go to Sega CD, you know. And it's quick and snappy, it's fast and responsive. Android Assault, Echo the Dolphin, Flashback. These are all great games on the Sega CD, like, you know. Snatcher, which is very, very, very expensive, you know. The Terminator, you know, like, this is one site out of many, and if this site doesn't have the game you're looking for, choose a different site. You know, just so this is MU browser. I'll show you one more site, you know, but there's tons, like, you know, there's tons, you know. MUOS, that's another one, you know. And this is Windows 95 on your Atari VCS, you know, or Windows 98, you know. And you have Half-Life, you have Doom, you have other games, which is cool, and it's that fast, people. You know, you have Pac-Man, you have like Doom 2, Doom 3, you know, DOSBox, a whole bunch of games, 3 for Alpha. And again, with Quake, you can set the controls with the controller. For some reason, Quake 2 doesn't work, and Quake 3 doesn't seem to work. But it's free, like, you have Tomb Raider, you know, Hexen 2, you know, I'm going to go to Hexen 2. Now, there's something wrong with this game. It reaches a certain point and then just breaks down, like, you know. So whether it's a problem with the game or the emulator, I'm not sure, but the same problem happens with other online emulators. So I'm thinking it's the RAM file, it's the Hexen 2 RAM file. The game just reaches a certain point and it just stops, like, you know. I don't know why, like, you know. With this, you just choose your difficulty, choose your character and stuff. So it's free again, like I said. And Hexen 2, as far as I know, it never came out on a console, you know. It just came out on the PC, like, you know. But like I said, like, the game reaches a certain point and then it just stops, like, you know. Which is a shame because it looks awesome, you know. And, you know, yeah, like Hexen, it just didn't get the same sort of love as Doom or Quake or anything, but it's awesome. It's free, like, you know. And this is just why I love the Atari VCS, because I wasn't expecting to find Hexen 2. I didn't even know it existed, like, you know, until I got my Atari VCS. Well, it's just a shame, it just reaches a certain point, then it breaks down, like, you know. So anyway, there's just a bunch of cool things I love about the Atari VCS, and like, I just don't get bored with it, you know. It's just awesome. And I'm just gonna go back to the dashboard, and, you know, like I said, it's all free, like, you know, you don't have to pay for anything. All you need is a good internet connection, and you're good. That's all you really had to pay for, is the internet, you know. And the games in the VCS store, like Gravatar, Recharge, and it's a Dodo, just awesome games, you know, on top of what Chrome offers you, you know. And that's what I do, you know, that's why the sort of games I like to play on my Atari VCS, and it's awesome, you know. And I'm looking forward to Atari Mania, the Spirit of Samurai, and, you know, in November, the Atari 50th anniversary collection, which is going to be awesome. They say it's going to be Atari Lynx, Atari Jaguar games, and other games, so pretty cool. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. Take care, bye bye.